Hypixel Skyblock released in 2019. It's now 2024. I'm sure there's many features out there for Skyblock. What you must think, why are they not already in the game? Now, you guys always say that I'm bad at hypotheticals, and I'm not going to challenge it. I'm going to embrace it. I asked in my Discord server for people to suggest things that they think should be implemented into Skyblock, things that should be changed about the game, about the mechanics, whatever it may be around about Skyblock. What would you like to see implemented or changed? And today, we're going to simply take a look at those suggestions. The first suggestion we have is a Necron handle, but for Kudra. And I guess that's kind of referring to when you do Kudra, sure you can get god rolls. And I mean, you can get an Enrager. So if you're looking for something that you can sell on for a lot of money, of course you've got your god rolls, then you've got your nailed on. If you get an Enrager, you know, it's 3 billion coins. But it's right, in terms of usability, the Enrager is completely useless. Only really expensive because of its insane rarity. And sure, you can drop weapons from Kudra, but yeah, they're not really very good, and they're not really very expensive. I mean, I'm completely discounting the Enrager here because it is literally just rare and not really any use at all. Now, the current loot pool of Kudra works pretty well. You can make a lot of money from doing Kudra, there's no question at all. There's already massive reward for the work that you put in. So maybe adding something else in the state that the Kudra loot currently is, just, you know, as you do, it might make it a little bit too OP. However, of course, sometime in the future, probably around the foraging update, there is going to be a massive rework with attributes, which kind of is going to make pretty much the actual god rolls obsolete. So maybe Hypixel at that point will be in the market for maybe something to make Kudra more profitable, and a weapon would be really cool too. So maybe it could work. Anyway, before we get on to the next one, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS, it gets yourself 5% off. You should subscribe to the channel. If you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. You should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of this video. We offer slays and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. On to the next suggestion, the second or third dungeons, the ones that say they won't be completed soon in the hall. I think I know where this person is going. Now, off to the left and the right of the main dungeon alleyway, there's this area which seems to be basically another dungeon, aside from catacombs that says not coming soon. And once again, another one on the right. This one looks to have like a sandy theme and the other one maybe like a jungle. Now, a while back I actually talked about these two extra, basically the extra slots for two separate dungeons. And to be honest, yeah, it would be pretty cool to see maybe 2 extra dungeons, or even just one, with a completely different theme. And while it may be far in the future, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I probably don't see these coming out anytime soon. Having said that, it has been a while since the introduction of Master Mode, so something like this could be pretty fresh for dungeons and also pretty interesting. Real talk, Skyblock should be in the latest version, and I'm really tired of people saying it shouldn't. The amount of creative possibilities that open up with just a couple of versions up from 1.8 is astonishing. And you know what? I have to agree. As long as they can find a way to maintain 1.8.9 combat in a later version of Minecraft, I don't see what the issue would be. You know, just from my point of view, I understand that there would be a massive amount of issues converting the whole server or just Skyblock over to a new version of Minecraft, and I assume that's probably why it's taken the foraging update so long to release. But he's definitely right with what I'm saying. 1.8.9 is very limited in terms of what Skyblock or what Hypixel can actually do with Skyblock. They've made it clear that they had concepts for massive updates in the past, but they've not been able to implement them because basically they just can't do what they want to do in this version of Minecraft. It's as simple as that. And sure, not many people like change. Although it's not like you're changing game, you just update it into a new version of Minecraft, and as long as it runs smooth and everything is still balanced and has basically the same mechanics as 1.8.9, but just in a newer version, there isn't really an issue. It also, if you go to a later version of Minecraft, opens up the possibility to have, well, different servers for different regions, but they all can join onto the same sort of database, which wasn't possible in, for instance, 1.8.9. But I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with saying that that's a good idea, because that's just the way it is. It feels like a very split-in subject. Not many people agree on it, so let me know what you think in the comments. A built-in schematic for on your island, so you don't have to use Lightmatica or Schematica. I'm pretty sure one of them is not allowed, right? One of them is bannable. I don't know which one it is. I can't say I've ever used either. After all, how do you think like really, really precise, specific island builds are built? But a built-in feature, I don't know. It would be a cool idea, although I don't really know if it would ever be a thing, and I don't really know if it's 100% needed. Pets plus equipment, maybe hotbars in wardrobes would be nice. Like, I could swap to my dungeon armor and be set up for dungeons. Now, honestly, this is just... Why is this not already a thing? This is a good suggestion. Of course, we have wardrobe slots for simply sets of armor, but how nice would it be if maybe there was an icon underneath where you could customize which pet and equipment you'd like to equip when you actually equip this piece or this set of armor? It would be so good. Quality of life would be through the roof. Please implement this. I'm sure this won't be the first time it's ever been suggested, and it's probably not the first time that anyone's ever brought it up in a video, but this would be so good. I mean, there could even be a shortcut in this menu here that also equips the correct power stone and tuning points for you. The most annoying thing about switching between, well, I guess activities is, well, getting your setup on and off. Changing setups. Your armor, your equipment, your pet, your power stone, all of your tuning points. It's not a big thing, maybe it's first world problems, but it would be really, really cool. It would be really, really nice. It's a good idea, and I'd love to see it in the game. Primal Dragons. I cry every time. And I agree. Primal Dragons. I was looking forward to the update, but it looks like it's been kind of canned for now. It turns out that there was simply too many performance issues in testing on the alpha when they tried the Primal Dragons, and it looks like this update is not going to be seen for a pretty decent amount of time. It may not ever actually be seen, which is kind of unfortunate, because not only did we have the Primal Dragons, we had the Primal Dragon armor, and we also had the upgrade from Legendary to Mythic for the Ender Dragon pet, which actually was a very, very good upgrade. Giving you strength, I think it was 2 strength for every unique pet that you have in your menu, which, of course, there was, pet score before, but it gives more of a purpose to having a variety of pets, or pretty much all of them. And also rewards those players even more who actually have a good pet menu. It's understandable that potentially having 4 dragons spawned and lots of Enderman Slay going on in the same lobby could lead to performance issues. It's kind of understandable why they're not going ahead with the update. However, it's quite disappointing because the update looked really cool. It was something different, and I don't know, I was just kind of looking forward to it. A weapon for Mage, in between Yeti and Hype, not Midas Staff. That seems like a very specific suggestion. It's almost as if you're in that exact situation and you just don't like using the Midas Staff. But I can kind of understand it. While the Midas Staff does deal a ton of one-hit damage, it's not the most usable weapon for the majority of the game. It can be very good for Enderman Slayer, and it can be good against mini-bosses, but it's kind of limited to what it can do. And that's of course because of its cooldown. But yeah, sure, something in between would be pretty cool. Market inflation control. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Inflation to a certain extent is relatively healthy. And for the majority of time when there is massive inflation, it usually ends up evening itself out. Now, rather than market inflation control, something where the economy is to some extent controlled could be a decent idea. Now, market manipulation of the bazaar is a massive problem. Like, there's people all the time that are losing a ton of coins, just simply from not realizing that items have been massively manipulated in price to a point where they might be hundreds of millions for a stack of something that's usually worth about 2k. And you just buy it because you don't think, you wouldn't have to think, oh, I'm going to buy a stack of spruce wood. Like, you wouldn't think, oh, let me check the price, because you're just going to think, well, it's 632 coins, not 600 million, which sometimes it is. So a price cap on items that is realistic just would make sense, right? To be honest, out of all of the suggestions, my favourite one is probably the most simple one that would take the least effort to implement, and that is simply having your pets and equipment in a slot with your armor in your wardrobe. Or if it's not that, maybe to have a menu that can be extended from the wardrobe or something like that. It would be such a good quality of life change. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.